4 game-changing trades coming to the Lakers. The Lakers will most likely sit on their hands as the trade deadline closes, but if the Lakers were to make a deal, talks would be centered around Kyle Kuzma, who is the only valuable trade asset with a low cost that the Lakers have. The Lakers traded everything in the kitchen sink to the Pelicans in exchange for Anthony Davis. So far, the pair of LeBron James and Anthony Davis has worked as the Lakers are in the first place in the West. Keep watching to see what game-changing trades could be coming to the Lakers sooner than you think. Kyle Kuzma. Kyle Kuzma is used to hearing his name attached to trade speculation, but the Lakers made sure to keep the now 24-year-old around for the future when they made the massive trade for Anthony Davis. Kuzma is once again at the center of the trade rumors after struggling at times this season, after missing time early in the year due to an injury. Only if the Lakers could flip Kuzma into an asset that will significantly improve their chances of winning a title in June, it seems unlikely that Los Angeles will part with Kuzma. He has shown in previous years that he can be a reliable scorer, but the Lakers haven't yet figured out how to fit him into the lineup effectively. It's fair to believe that he's not yet close to reaching his full potential, however, and it's possible that if a trade happens, the Lakers could watch him become a Brandon Ingram-level impact player elsewhere in the coming years. Currently, the Lakers have the best record in the West, and team chemistry is currently something to behold, according to Shams Charania. If a no-brainer deal doesn't appear, there's no point in messing that up. The Lakers also will have other opportunities to improve their team via free agency, as vets will be lining up for chances to win a title. The Knicks had been one team that inquired about trading for Kuzma. With the rumors swirling, Kuzma thought back to life lessons Kobe Bryant taught him. Kobe Bryant spent all 20 years of his NBA career with the Lakers, but dealt with plenty of trade and free agency rumors during those 2 decades. Kyle Kuzma is basically the third or maybe even fourth or fifth option to LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Kuzma has been in trade rumors with the NBA deadline throughout most of his career. Before the helicopter crash, just a day away, he was leaning on advice from Bryant. Kobe used to always tell me, if they're not talking about you, then you should be worried, Kuzma told USA Today following the Lakers' win over the Spurs on Tuesday at Staples Center. And I'm the talk of the town. Kuzma is basically the untouchable piece that the Lakers refused to part with when acquiring Davis from the Pelicans last offseason. It has not been a perfect match though, with the 24-year-old shooting percentages down while figuring out how to handle a lesser role with 2 massive stars playing alongside him. The Knicks are interested in trading away Marcus Morris, and reports have started that both teams have had talks about Kuzma. Kuzma didn't care. "I really don't care, honestly," Kuzma said. "You can't control it. I get traded. Don't matter. I'm still going to play basketball. Still going to play the game I love. Still going to get paid." Kuzma has the right mindset moving forward. If you're watching this, Kuzma probably stayed put, but we'll see if this aged well. Derrick Rose. A number of names have been bounced around near the 2019-2020 NBA trade deadline as potential targets for the Los Angeles Lakers, and one who would undoubtedly fill a number of needs for the team would be Derrick Rose. One of the biggest concerns for the Lakers during the 2019-2020 NBA season has been the production they are getting at the point guard positions, especially when LeBron James sits down. Rajon Rondo has been extremely inconsistent, while Alex Caruso has been more of a defender and intangibles player, not providing a ton of scoring and playmaking. Quinn Cook and Troy Daniels also lack the playmaking the Lakers need. Rose has had an outstanding season so far, even garnering some all-star buzz with his play, and the Detroit Pistons are reportedly open to a deal involving him. But instead of getting anyone's hopes up, unfortunately for the Lakers, Detroit's asking price is something Los Angeles can't really offer, according to Shams of The Athletic. The Pistons are open to discussing deals for Derrick Rose, with an asking price of a lottery-level first-round pick, according to sources. Because of the Anthony Davis trade, the Lakers dealt away multiple first-round draft picks. While this year's pick isn't one of them, NBA rules don't allow teams to trade away consecutive first-round draft picks, meaning the Lakers can't trade it. This is the issue with looking at potential trades for the Lakers this season, as their trade assets are almost non-existent, and the main one they do have, Kyle Kuzma, has such a small salary that it's almost impossible to get any player of consequence for him alone. Even if they were to add a couple of players such as Quinn Cook, Troy Daniels, or Jared Dudley, their options would be limited, especially without the draft capital to sweeten the deal. In reality, it looks as though the Lakers will need to make a couple moves in free agency to get better. The Lakers' chemistry has been very good, and there aren't enough assets on this team to agree to any trades. The Lakers have already been linked to Darren Colson, who would help fill a need, and there's no telling who else will eventually become available. Lakers Vice President of Basketball Operations and General Manager Rob Pelinka will have a lot of things to consider as the home stretch of this important season nears. Kyle Kuzma becomes Brandon Ingram somewhere else. Kuzma has been inconsistent throughout his entire career with the Lakers. Starting with Summer League play in 2017, Kuzma looked like the real deal. He won the Summer League championship as he could not be stopped all night as he shot 11 of 16 from the field and 6 of 10 from beyond the arc. But things have gone south for Kuzma as his inconsistent play on the court has hurt his chances to stay on the Lakers long term. Kuzma might not get traded by the deadline, but eventually, Kuzma could be traded to a team that would help his usage percentage rate and can elevate his play as a leader instead of a fourth option. Brandon Ingram was selected as a reserve for the 2020 NBA All-Star Game. Ingram was the main piece in the trade with the Lakers that brought Anthony Davis to Los Angeles. The Lakers chose to keep Kuzma and trade Ingram. It's looking like a bad decision, but it's a deserving honor for Ingram, who has played extremely well since playing for the Pelicans. Ingram is dropping 25.1 points a night, which is best for 12th in the NBA, and he's playing much better off the ball along with respectable defense against power forwards in the league. Ingram has been given the same amount of minutes as he was given last year, but his percentage and leadership became a factor in New Orleans where it wasn't with the Lakers. So what if Kuzma was traded to a rebuilding team where he could become the focal point of an offense? Kuzma could break out just like Ingram did in New Orleans. However, there are ramifications if he does end up leaving. The Lakers don't have any picks due to trading so many to bring in Anthony Davis from the Pelicans. Kuzma puts the Lakers in a tough spot. The Lakers are going to have trouble adding young talent to the roster, so keeping Kuzma might be the only way to go. The Lakers built this roster around a 2-year plan. There isn't a single player on it under a guaranteed contract for the 2021-22 season. The only 2 players with any measure of team control are Horton Tucker and Kuzma through restricted free agency rights. Kuzma might not fit on this team, but that doesn't mean he won't fit on whatever the next version of the Lakers looks like. If anything, that lack of roster certainly could work in Kuzma's favor. With only Davis expected to remain in Los Angeles for the long haul, Pelinka could reshape this roster with Kuzma in mind as a centerpiece of the future, along with Davis. This is especially true from a cap perspective. By virtue of falling to number 27 in the 2017 NBA Draft, Kuzma's 2021 cap hold is extremely low. Keeping him on the books that summer would cost only $8.9 million, regardless of the value of his larger next contract. Whether they are pursuing a new superstar in free agency, spending their existing cap space to retain James, or building an entirely new core around Davis, having Kuzma at such a bargain makes the front office's job easier. So would having Davis under contract at any number. And while Kuzma's presence is hardly going to be the deciding factor in his long-term future, it's worth noting that he is contractually tied to the Lakers for only a few more months. While leaving the Lakers right now seems unlikely, he is represented by Rich Paul, who has advised LeBron James and a number of other clients to take short-term deals in order to maximize flexibility. Keeping Davis for the long haul probably requires having some talent on his general timeline. But is Kuzma the talent that would keep Davis around? The Lakers are all in on winning the 2020 championship, and as meaningful as the factors above might seem, there likely won't be any hesitation in putting them away if it means improving their immediate championship odds. The last time the Lakers acted that way, they wound up with Steve Nash and Dwight Howard. Kuzma is insurance against such a catastrophe, and such policies rarely come so cheap. But what if he was traded? Dennis Smith Jr. to the Lakers? Let's say the Knicks were really intrigued with Kuzma and wanted to bring him to the Mecca to compete as one of the top players in the Knicks. Would Kuzma average the same 25 points that Ingram is? Remember last season? Kuzma averaged more points than Ingram by just a little bit. Trading Kuzma and adding young prospects that haven't lived up to the hype could be exactly what LeBron and Anthony Davis need to take the Lakers to the top. Forget Marcus Morris for the Lakers. Here's a trade idea. What if the Lakers sent Kyle Kuzma and Alex Caruso to the Knicks for Dennis Smith Jr. and Alonzo Trier? In the 2017 season, just 2 days before James was going to play his first game of the season at Madison Square Garden, James said the Knicks made a mistake by drafting Frank Ntilikina over Dennis Smith Jr., who scored 21 points, 9 in the fourth quarter, and dished out 7 assists for the Dallas Mavericks against James's Cavs on Saturday. LeBron James unleashed what could be considered one final shot at Phil Jackson, declaring that Dallas Mavericks rookie point guard Dennis Smith Jr. should be a Knick. The New York Knicks decided to pass on Smith with what ended up being the final draft pick of Jackson's tenure as New York's team president, selecting French point guard Frank Ntilikina 8th overall, 1 pick before Dallas took Smith. The Knicks passed on a really good one, and Dallas got the diamond in the rough, James said after his Cleveland Cavaliers 111-104 win Saturday night over the Mavericks. He should be a Knick. That's going to make some headlines, but he should be a Knick. Dallas is definitely, I know, they're excited that he didn't go there. Fast forward to last season, and Dennis Smith Jr. and Frank Ntilikina are now both on the Knicks and underperforming. If James thinks so highly of Dennis Smith Jr., who can't find his way with the Knicks, the Lakers should inquire about adding Dennis Smith Jr. to be the point guard of the Lakers. The Lakers are lacking point guard depth, and Smith Jr. could rise up playing alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis. LeBron makes everyone around him better, and Dennis Smith would be just another project that LeBron could fix. There are multiple teams that are reportedly interested in trading for Smith Jr., and the Lakers have to be one of them at this point. When Smith was acquired by the Knicks, he was a budding young star and a potential franchise point guard. After this season, that couldn't be farther from the truth, but his talent would absolutely help the Lakers, where he would have less pressure on himself and just worry about getting better every day. The Dennis Smith Jr. experiment is looking like a disaster on New York's side, and for Smith. The Knicks aren't getting the production that they thought they'd get out of him, and Smith isn't getting the playing time to prove himself from them. By the looks of it, a mutual departure would probably be the best for both parties. Insert Lakers. It's going to happen.